Hello VC, what's going on? It's me, Will, and I'm back with a new video. And this one's just gonna be one of my monthly vinyl update videos. So I'm gonna show you some of the records that I've been picking up in the last few weeks. Unfortunately, the month of February ended up being a very slow month for buying records, at least for me. Especially brand new releases. I think out of the 3 full-length albums that I have to show you today, only one of them is released from 2021. The rest are some older records that I've been picking up lately. And I also have a handful of 7-inch singles to show you at the end of the video. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. And let's start off with the first record. This one is the only brand new release that I have to show you today. This is the debut self-titled album from a local Atlanta band called Narcissist. And it's spelled out like that. And yeah, this is their first full-length album. It came out just a few weeks ago in 2021 on Slim Style Records. And there's the back, the track list. And I pre-ordered this one, so it came out with really cool looking color vinyl, kind of like a Coke bottle, translucent vinyl. And this one's cool because when it's spinning in the turntable, it kind of gives like a weird effect. I don't know if you can see it there, but it looks really cool in the grooves there when it's spinning. But yeah, local Atlanta band, brand new band as well. It was just formed recently by Stephanie Luke, who also plays drums for the Coat Hangers, and Dan Dixon, who plays in another band called Please Please from here in Atlanta. And I'm not very familiar with Please Please, but I'm a huge fan of the Coat Hangers. So when I saw that Stephanie was gonna start this band, Narcissist, I went ahead and checked them out online, and I said that I had to pick up this record because it's right up my alley. Very guitar-driven, alternative rock type of music. Great vocals, both Stephanie and Dan sing in this record or in the band. It doesn't have that kind of sound that the Coat Hangers normally do, that very kind of like a punk rock type of sound. This is a little bit more structured, I would say. Definitely more influenced in the alternative rock sound from the 90s, maybe of the grunge era. Alright, up next I have a couple of record store finds to show you. And this first one is from Superchunk. And this one's called Come Pick Me Up. And it came out in 1999 on Merch Records. And I found this one at the used bin at the record store. And sorry for the glare there, but I kept the original shrink wrap that it came in. And I'm not sure if it's an original press or not. And I wasn't even very familiar with this Superchunk album. I just know that most Superchunk records are really good, and this one really was not an exception. And it was for a really good price, so I picked it up. And it came out on standard black vinyl with custom labels. But yeah, really good, solid Superchunk record. It's not their best, I would say, but it's definitely it's definitely a good record. An interesting thing about this one this one was produced by Jim O'Rourke, who also played for Sonic Youth. I'm not sure if that had any influence in the band, but it definitely sounds a little bit raw in the production-wise. It sounds a little bit rawer, if that makes any sense. But either way, the melodies are great, as in many of the Superchunk records. And overall, I thought it was a really good record. Again, glad to add it to my Superchunk collection. Superchunk with Come Pick Me Up. Up next, this one was completely a blind buy from a record store. I think I found it for only $2 or even less. I didn't know anything about this record before I bought it. I just saw that it was Iggy Pop, and I picked it up just because it was him. This one's Blah Blah Blah, and it came out in 1986 on A&M Records. And unfortunately, I did not have good luck with this blind buy. This was not a good record. Very dated, very 80s sounding kind of record. It does not sound, and I think here's the insert that came in, or the inner sleeve. It does not sound like an Iggy Pop record at all. Black vinyl with the custom labels. Again, very dated. It almost sounds like he wanted to sound more commercial, to make it more appealing for a mass audience. I guess for the radio. I'm not sure what he was thinking when this record came out. This one was also produced by David Bowie, and you can hear that David Bowie sound in there. But yeah, I cannot get into this record. I'm probably gonna try to get rid of this at some point. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it in the collection just because I don't have that much Iggy Pop in my collection. But any Iggy fans out there, if you think that I should know more about this record, or there's something that I'm missing about this record, let me know in the comments, because I do not get Blah 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 by Iggy Pop. I don't think it's a good record at all. Alright, up next I just have 3 7-inch singles to show you. And this first one is actually a flexi disc. So you can see it's a flexi disc from a band called Armstrongs, which I guess it would fall under the term supergroup. And it's called If There Was Ever a Time, and it came out in 2017 on Pirate Press Records. And Armstrongs, again, it's a supergroup formed by Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day and Tim Armstrong from Rancid. And they both share a last name. I'm not sure if they're related or not. I think they might be distant cousins. But they got together for this flexi disc. And as far as I know, they haven't released anything else besides this song. And they did it especially for a benefit for 924 Gilman Street that they did a few years ago. And they released this one. It was very limited to only 1,000 copies, and it almost sold out right away. So I was glad to get a copy of this one. And when I got it, it also came in with a couple of stickers from Pirate Press Records. So yeah, really cool item to have, I think, if you're a Green Day fan, if you're a Rancid fan. It's a good one to have. The song is just decent. It definitely sounds like a song that they just put together really quickly. Very basic kind of sounding pop-punk tune. But otherwise, if you're not a huge fan of those bands, I do not recommend it. I'm just glad to add it to my Green Day and Rancid collection. Alright, up next I have another 7-inch single. This one is actually a split single from a couple of bands. This one's This Is My Fist and Fifth Hour Hero, with their split single from No Idea Records. And this one came out in 2007. And this one was another record store find. This one came in on kind of like a gray marbled color vinyl. And it has one song from This Is My Fist on one side, and a song from Fifth Hour Hero in the side B. Yeah, I was a huge fan of these two bands back in the early 2000s. And for some reason, after years passed, I didn't hear much about any by either band later on. I think they ended up breaking up later in the late, or I guess in the early 2000s as well, because I haven't heard of any of these bands recently. But yeah, their music was excellent, kind of like pop-punk style, maybe emo a little bit. Great vocals, especially from This Is My Fist. The singer in This Is My Fist has kind of like a very unique style of voice, where her voice is just so raspy when she sings, where it almost sounds like it would be painful for her to be singing the way that she does. And I really don't know how she would be able to sing an entire concert with that voice, because it's just so raspy that makes the sound of her voice just so emotional, I would say. But yeah, I was always a huge fan of that band back in the early 2000s. And Fifth Hour Here is also excellent as well. And both of the songs in this record are very good. And last but not least, I have also one more 7-inch single to show you. This one is an EP from Dillinger 4. And this one's called The Kids Are All Dead EP. And it came out in 1996 on Cerebellum Records. And yeah, the now classic punk rock band from Minneapolis. I'm a huge fan of them, so whenever I see something from them, in a record store, I pick it up, especially for a good price. And I think this was an original press as well. Came out with a nice insert that looks kind of like a flyer, some additional pictures and lyrics. And the record itself came out on just regular black vinyl with the custom labels. 2 songs in each side. This is an early Dillinger 4 record, EP, so that definitely doesn't have that kind of more melodic sound that they did later on in their careers. This is definitely more, it's definitely noisier, less produced, but it's still very fast and super high energy as usual coming in from Dillinger 4. If you haven't checked them out, make sure that you check out some of their full-length albums because they're excellent. So that's it. That's all I have to show you for this video, VC. Just a quick video or a vinyl update. But hopefully in the next few months or in the next few weeks, I'll be able to get some of the pre-orders that I got online. And as soon as I get those, I'll be showing them in future videos. But for now, take care and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.